What do you guys think about this recession? Do you think there's a recession? Do you not think there's a recession? I honestly don't know. Recession is just a buzzword at this point, and in the media, it's all about these stupid buzzwords, and I'm not into it with the buzzword. But I do think what's happening right now with all the trade wars and all the tariffs and all these different things, despite what's happening in the market, is going to be our problem. I think what's happening right now is going to affect us for decades and decades to come. Hi, I'm Sharon, the Modern Savvy CPA. And why am I qualified to talk to you guys about these things? I am a CPA, PFS, which means I am a financial advisor that has 3 decades of experience, and I have the power of my purse. So I have been trading in the market. I've been trading in real estate. I've been an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. I am out there seeing and vetting everything that's happening. And on top of that, I have the education to back me. So this is why you should be listening to me. Now, let's get down to the real dirt. What is happening in our economy right now, I believe will affect us for decades and decades to come. I did not believe this 3 months ago, but I cannot believe that things have changed so much in a little time. I did not think that my portfolio, just the one that I am managing, would be down $60,000. But it is down $60,000. And I'm not even talking about my 401k. I'm not even talking about my family's 401k or my Roth or any other retirement account. I'm just talking about the portfolio I'm managing that is currently invested in the stock market, very diversified. But that's not our real problem. Our real problem is how the tariff wars and what we really think and understand about trade that is going to be affecting us for a long-term basis. You see, if you are an economist or you're a financial person, you understand that in the world that we live today, we are all interrelated. When we make a car in America, it's 100% made in America, but we get the parts for the car in 10 different countries, from 10 different countries. Just as when you make something in another country, you get the parts for that something in other countries. So we are more dependent on globalization and the entire world all at once. So what's happening in our country, because we are the superpower and we are the head, we are the leader, and with being the leader comes leading responsibilities. The buck stops with us. So when we do something, it affects our whole group. So this is how I look at it. When America does something, it affects our whole world. So what's happening in this country does affect. And we are more interrelated with each other than any other time in the entire history of the world. We're more interrelated today than we were ever before. Number one, let's talk about deficits. If you want to talk about deficits, let's talk about deficits. We have a large national debt, big national debt. If you look, and you can look this up on any search engine, who owns most of the treasuries, the American treasuries, the debt, our debt? China owns most of our debt. That means that we owe them money. We owe them. They have bought our bonds. Bonds is a debt instrument. They own most of ours. One of the reasons that that market is going a little haywire, maybe they're selling. I have no idea. But they own a lot of us, believe it or not. That's not even having to do with trade. Let's talk about two. Let's talk about trade. What is a trade? Get down to the dirty. Let's get down to it so far down where we're talking about the lunchroom in elementary school. When you're sitting in the lunchroom at elementary school and you got lunch, sometimes you bring your own lunch, sometimes you get lunch from whatever it is. You got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and somebody else, or maybe you got in your basket, you got, I don't know, barbecue chips. and your friend, they have kettle corn. You love kettle corn and your friend love barbecue chips. You don't care for barbecue chips. You tell your friend, I'll trade you. I'll give you my barbecue chips. You give me your kettle corn. That's a trade. What does a trade mean? A trade means there's two sides and both sides are benefiting. You, it's important for you to eat barbecue chips. You love barbecue chips. You love kettle corn. Your friend love barbecue chips. What's important to you? You're going to enjoy your kettle corn. They're going to enjoy their barbecue chips. So a trade is when you value something that somebody else have that you can give, and in exchange they give you something. For example, Chinese people love soybeans. They eat a massive amount of soy, and they used to get that from America. They used to get that from the farmers in Georgia. We decided that we were going to put tariffs, make it more expensive for them to buy soybeans from us. So we stopped. We put tariffs. The Chinese are like, okay, where do we get our soybeans from? We can't trade with America anymore. We're going to give them money. They're going to give us soybeans. That's the trade. That I have something. I am producing something that you want, and you're going to give me money. So you're trading money for the soybeans. They went to Brazil. They started buying soybeans from Brazil. This is like a 10-year story. We are still supplementing our farmers who used to make soybeans, who used to grow soybeans. We still are not selling the amount of soybeans that we should have been selling 10 years ago to China, because now they're buying their soybeans from Brazil. If we reduce that, God only knows if China's going to come back and buy soybeans from us. Now, those farmers are still getting aid. They're getting financial aid, which is welfare, from our government to support them, because if they can't sell their soybeans, how are they going to live? They can't trade it with anything else. But now they're thinking, okay, it's been 10 years. I can't sell my soybeans. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here and collect the money from the government? No, they don't want the money from the government, because now they have a farm that's going to be useless unless they decide on making something else that somebody else wants. You can make anything you want, but is it marketable? We can make anything we want. If we're selling, if we're growing soybeans and nobody wants our soybeans, then it's useless. So that's what trade is. It is when you have something that is of value to someone else and you trade. It's an exchange. Might not be equal depending on what it is, but whatever is valuable to you, soybeans is not valuable to us, but it's valuable to China, and we're willing to give it to them for a price. That's how the world works. So we have moved up, in my opinion, on the world. We used to make a lot of stuff with our hands. We used to do that. But like it's like immigrants coming to this country. When they first come here, they do whatever job that they need to do to survive. They will clean your house, they will farm, they will work in factories, they will make whatever they want to do. But as they get more educated and they realize how much more valuable their time is, they're going to be like, no, I don't want to do those jobs anymore. It's the same time you're using, but you're getting paid less for it. I want to elevate my time. I want more for my money. So I'm going to do this instead. We in America, we are a service-based economy. 80% of our revenue is from services. That's because our brains are valuable, not necessarily our hands. That's why we buy stuff from other countries where they're making it for cheaper, because they don't have the value of a workforce like we do. So I personally do not believe that you can bring back jobs to America to have us make things that, number one, we don't have a workforce to do, and we don't want to do it. Like my son tells me, Mom, I want to wear my Nike. I don't want to make my Nike. And I don't want to spend $300 more for an American to make my Nike, because they're still going to have to import the rubber from somewhere, because we don't make rubber. We don't produce rubber in America. We're still going to have to import all the different parts from somewhere because the world is interrelated. We have to work together to get the best of it. We cannot bully people into doing things because they're going to leave us and do it, realize that they can survive without us. Nobody is irreplaceable. It might be hard, but it's not irreplaceable. Even America is not irreplaceable. Eventually, you're gonna go pay your dues and you're gonna figure it out. But when you have to figure out that you have no choice to do something on your own, you have to do something on your own. So that's the problem. Trade is when one person is giving something that's valuable to the other person and they trade it because it's more valuable. They give it to each other because this is what they use and this is what they use. Personally, I think our problem in America is that we have a workforce problem. We have a pipeline issue. One of the reasons I think that we have not gone into a recession all this time after COVID, because everybody was saying, we've been singing recession, recession, recession for the past 5 years. We've been saying that the recession is coming, the recession is coming. I believe that it has not happened because we are underemployed. The unemployment rate, if you look at it has not gone up. That is the reason I think that we have not gone into a recession. We have more jobs in our economy, in our world, than we have people to fill it. And the bigger problem is, do you guys know what the bigger problem is? The bigger problem is we are underemployed. What the heck does that mean? That means that if you have 100 jobs and you have only 90 people to fill those jobs, that means you're underemployed. But the biggest problem is out of those 90 people, only 40 of them are qualified for the 100 jobs that we're doing. And it could be anything. It doesn't it's not like it's a higher qualification. It's just a mismatch in qualification. So if we are not producing the workers for the jobs that we have, that's a serious problem. And that's what's been happening. If you look around, no matter what it is, they keep looking at the unemployment number and it keeps teetering, but it's not going up a large amount because we don't have people to work the jobs that we have. We are still importing farmers. We are still importing engineers. We are still importing doctors because we are not producing it in America. We have a serious mismatch problem. We are not addressing what the real issue is. The real issue is we need to produce a workforce that is qualified, that is needed for the world that we live in. We are not matching those two things up. Our kids go to college and they don't know what the heck is needed. We don't expose them to all these different degrees and all these different jobs that are out there, all these different career. You don't need to have a 4-year college degree to make good money. I've seen it. I have clients that don't have a high school diploma that makes more money than the doctors that I have. So it's about you're smart in the head. It's not, education does not mean intelligence. So we are just not concentrating on the right things. We are just concentrating on, okay, we want to bring back manufacturing jobs. That story's been done and gone. Why the heck would we want to bring back manufacturing jobs? We don't want to pay the amount of Temu and Sheen that Americans consume. It's going to be a big problem because we don't want to pay extra for those things. We don't want to do it. So why don't we educate our world, our population for the jobs that we have? Why don't we supply for the jobs that we have? Our population already does not want to do the menial jobs. They don't want to, if you talk to any millionaire or billionaire that are importing people for their restaurants or importing people for their farms and importing people to work in their club in their country clubs. We don't, you think that the manufacturing jobs are going to pay anymore? No. So we need to concentrate on building a workforce of people for the work or the jobs or the economy that we have. If we don't do that, we're still going to have the issue. Like I keep telling you, we've gone through the last 5 years since COVID, and we still have problems finding people to work. We still have more jobs than we have people, and then we have even less people that are qualified for the jobs that we have. So we got to remember the end all be all story is everything is interrelated. You don't want to get taken advantage of. Don't get me wrong. I don't want us to be get taken advantage of, but we need to learn how to work smarter and not think that, we don't need anything. We need to connect. We need to be interrelated. We need to work smarter. Please comment below if you have any questions or there's any subject that you would like for me to cover on another video, and hit the bell and subscribe to my channel so you can get future information on anything important on what's happening.